Hi, everybody. Welcome. My name is Catherine O'Malley Randall. I'm the VP of Creative Strategy at the Players Tribune. I'm very honored to be moderating today with these esteemed panelists. We're talking about a very topical discussion and sort of the recipe to all of our success, which is the fan. We're engaging them now 365 days a year, 24/7 in very different ways. So today we're going to discuss how at every touch point they feel seen, heard, and valued. I am joined by David Lane, CEO of Sports Illustrated Tickets, Marisol Camargo, Director of Fan Engagement for the Mexican FA, Matt Sivek, Chief Experience Officer of St. Louis City FC, and Stefano Facciandini, who's the Director of Data Insights for Stats Perform. Welcome. All right, first question. I didn't change them, I promise. They're all the same. Let's start with how you each describe your relationship with the fan and if or how that changes throughout the season. So Matt, if you want to start.
Wow. Yeah, I think, we're a new club. We're the 29th club in Major League Soccer, and really set out, coming after global pandemic, we really asked our fans what they wanted the relationship to be. And the way they described it was one that was very personalized and one that they share with some of their favorite brands outside of stadiums. So Shake Shack and Lululemon, Adidas. And so we wanted to really create a relationship with fans that was built very much like a consumer brand would, very deep and personalized. So a lot of that happens on our social channels, bringing fans in, but then gets a lot deeper into our app, which is, I think, an area of exploration for a lot of clubs. They haven't really put a lot of emphasis into that. But for us, it's a mechanism to acquire fans and then ultimately retain them through deeper relationships and loyalty programs, et cetera. So I'd say, personalized is what we hear over and over and over from our fans. Sports was built to be a one-to-many relationship, and now I think all of our fans are demanding that one-to-one connection with the club.
Yeah, and I think a little bit different, obviously building a pillar or a place in your community, whereas Stefano, a little bit more statistics, a little bit more insights. Can you explain a bit why fans care so much about that and how it's integrated into the game?
Yeah, our relationship with the fan is a very old one. It's an evolving relationship. It's a relationship that's been changing a lot through the years. And I remember when we started, it's data where maybe late 90s was literally a man with a paper a pen in front of the television. And at the time, it was enough, probably. Then, there's been an enormous explosion of content that was needed by all media around soccer specifically, but all sports. So we found in a way that, they were more and more interested about the data. There is so much that you can say through opinions or pundits, or doesn't matter how important they are, So all of a sudden we were there to supply facts, no opinions. And that has been something that has been growing and growing through the years. And as being told, the fans accept the new stats and they want more data just to support their opinions, even if it's only by sharing with their mates or whatever. Or journalists want to check if their opinions are based on facts and on data or not. So it's been, for us, it's been incredible, the growth we have in the last 20, 25 years, because for being, people say, numbers are boring. Actually, all of a sudden, data started to be cool in a way, The people were more and more attention to details, and they were happy to look at more numbers, but specific into, they can deconstruct any action on television. They are very attentive, very careful to what they say, and basically it's still evolving. So that's our challenge, actually, that we need to think of what's going to be next. There's been from maybe 25 years ago to have like a goal code or consider was enough. Now even the last, one of the latest metrics that we launched a few years ago, the expected goals, now is considering part of the normal stats that you supply to the media. So the challenge is what next? So what's that?
We'll talk about what's next, but I think 20 years, the data, fan engagement is kind of a newer thing in the FA, specifically in Mexico. How is your experience, relationship with the fans growing?
Well, for us, firstly, I apologize for my voice. I'm a little bit sick, so if you guys don't hear me well, just do like this, please. Well, we have two different scopes. Like first, for the national teams, what we want to do is like to know our fans and create emotional bonds with them based on personalization. For the club side, for Liga MX, our challenge is not only to create emotional bonds through the clubs, but also to have some brand equity in order for fans to feel identified. I don't know if there are any Mexicans on the audience, but Mexican fans, great. Mexican fans are very, very passionate. So what we need to do is to understand how generations are evolving and what are their needs in order to offer them, valuable experiences. So that's mainly our main job is to attract fans, know them, then create value for them to be loyal and stay with us throughout the time.
Kind of a perfect segue for you, David, getting fans to be loyal, having loyalty with the brand, but also engaging them outside of just the ticket. How do you do that?
I think we come at this moment, I think for all fans of every team around the world, as Sports Illustrated, we've been a part of fans' lives for decades. As the brand has evolved and engaged with fans around the world, for the past 3 years, we brought 3 new verticals into the market. So as a sports fan today, read the news, watch the videos, buy tickets to the game, put a bet down and wear the jersey, all from SI. And everything about what we do is about connecting with a fan. We have captured the most passionate, memorable moments in the history of sports for 70 years. So we are responsible to making sure that whatever we do and however we engage and whatever relationships we have, that the fans' experience is the most important. How they establish a relationship with the team or the league or the athlete, we are a part of that experience. And so we take on a lot of responsibility. We take a lot of care in making sure that everything we do focuses first on the emotion, passionate, sometimes inebriation of the best fans in the world, and making sure that we can help them, not change, but help them have a great experience, have a relationship with that team, and make sure that when they leave the game or stop watching, they take something with them. And that's really who SI has been for decades.
We're talking a lot about the fan, but I think to get to know them, it's based in technology for everybody here. That has exploded exponentially over the past so many years, and obviously even more now with AI. Can we talk a little bit about how that lets you get to know a fan on a deeper level? Because you're creating this entire environment within the stadium, win or loss aside, you want it to be a place that they can go and engage with every place within that stadium. Can you talk a little about technology and how that helps you do that?
Yeah, again, we were new, so we didn't have a ton of baggage or technical debt to build on. So we took, I'd say, a very consultative approach to looking at the entire fan journey, from when they wake up in the morning to when they leave, to their transit, their parking, commerce inside and outside the stadium, and looked at where can technology actually solve a problem for us. And that's really where, measuring the entire fan journey and doing survey scoring, really not, did you have a good time, yes or no, but really more like net promoter score surveys after a match, where we can dig into each one of those points along the journey and figure out where are we doing well, and hey, we have another game in 7 days, where can we make corrections to that journey? So our goal on the experience side is, we can't control the result on the pitch, but if we can control the experience outside and make sure that win, loss, or draw, that fans had a pride-building moment for St. Louis and in the club, that's what we're looking to do. So we really unearthed that through that NPS score type surveys, and they've been really valuable for us in our first year.
I want to skip to you real fast, just so we're not always going in the same order, but also because atmospheric engagement is something that we talked about quite a bit, and it's exactly what Matt's touching on now. How are you making the physical ticket a part of that experience?
So if you understand, the global secondary market is a ticket marketplace. Every team or venue in this entire conference understands the difference between the one's a reseller marketplace, one is a primary. The difference here is the primary controls the venue, controls the event. So Sports Illustrated Tickets has a primary ticketing platform. It's the barcode, it scans in, it's what your fan uses to access the event. We looked very hard at the marketplace before we made the decision of becoming a primary ticketing solution, not just because our name is SI and we want to do better by the fan, but the technology capabilities that have advanced on blockchain are far advanced. And for all the novelty that you hear about blockchain ticketing and NFT ticketing, or the things that the Web3 community has attached to, we made a strategic decision to build our primary so that every team, venue, event around the world not just has a ticket for the fan to walk in the door, but that barcode is useless. I talk about this all the time. We're all fans. There's nothing more useless to all of us than the barcode. It's literally in our trash bin. So when we made the decision to build our primary on blockchain, that ticket becomes engagement. Videos, pictures, loyalty, rewards, pictures from the event, a way for the team or the athlete or the coach to thank the fans, create engagement with the fans. And so when we talk about technology and the advancements of legacy barcodes and ticketing to what is now available, imagine this. Fan walks in the door, scans at the gate. 30 seconds later, they get a food and beverage offer from Concourse C, a video thank you message from the coach thanking them for being at the game. At halftime, they get a picture from the team, a game-winning goal, a video highlight. All of this is capable. It's all available right now. And so I think that technology plays the most important aspect of helping to improve, not just when somebody buys a ticket and 4 weeks from now is going to walk into the event, but the entire experience and the entire consumer experience along that journey.
Marisol, you said something on our call a couple weeks ago that was really struck me, and I think it's exactly aligned, that fans are willing to give you personal information as long as they get something back that is valuable to them. Can you explain how that works with the FA?
Of course, after the pandemic, of course we need to find different ways to reinvent ourselves in order to connect with fans, because of course fans were not able to go to the stadium, so we needed to find different ways in order to connect and work on that emotional bond that I was mentioning earlier. Of course, fans are not willing to give personal information unless they get something back, something of value, and that is something that we're building in our digital ecosystem. For us, technology is the core of our project, because it goes from understanding what fans need, what they want, their profiles, their preferences, transform that into something that is valuable for them. So we use different platforms such as CDPs, CEPs. We have interactive gaming tools. Like, we're building this ecosystem in order to be so robust that makes value for them, not only whilst going to the stadium, but also 365 days through the year. So technology for us is everything, and we're still building and trying to connect the different data sources and different touch points from our fans into one single platform to create that value and start building loyalty in the different segments, not only for the national teams, but also through Liga MX clubs.
Yours is less loyalty, but tech-based, integral, of course, to stats. You're talking about meeting fans pre, during, and post-match. How does technology change at those moments for you and the fan?
For us, technology, I mean, it works two different sides. One internally, because we want to do things more efficiently, obviously, with the help of technology. Another, obviously, technology, it can help to create new metrics, because at the end is what the fans want. The more educated, the more knowledgeable fans, what they want is they want new metrics, something that can tell the story of the game in a different way. Tell you the story of the game, is for us is in a week. We got this, as you say, pre, live, and post. We work, from Wednesday to the weekends presenting the game, the games. Then, obviously live is a completely different matter. And then post-match, like Monday, Tuesday, usually we look back to what happened. And I think it's all about giving a context, because pumping out numbers for the sake of numbers doesn't really work. So you need always to find the right context to give the fans the insights that are most valuable for them.
So we got two questions left, so I'll do a little bit of a round robin, but how ultimately do each of you measure loyalty and keep fans coming back?
I mentioned it before, like loyalty for us is, again, we're a new club. Everything we're doing is brand building and acquiring new fans. So we're really measuring the retention of it. What are the behaviors of fans that turn them into loyalists? Do they prefer photos or videos? Do they hang out for pregame or postgame? What's their, total time of engagement on match day? So we're really looking at those. Again, we're new, so our data sets are relatively small, but what we're trying to get to is, again, to act like a consumer brand where if we can acquire fans, we ultimately want to know what is their lifetime value. What does it cost us to acquire a new fan? Like, those are the types of things that I think make us smarter as a business, but it's all in those retention-driving behaviors.
Loyalty for you, recognizability, yeah?
For us, being mainly a B2B business, for us, the success is the success of our clients. So when we create something that you get shared and posted and talk about on telly or the major broadcasters, that's when fans understand the value of the content we create based on data. That's visibility for us is the key of success, basically.
For us, we have this KPI that is called engagement score that we actually calculated based on the different touch points that fans have throughout their journey. So, it depends if a fan goes to the stadium, if they play, if they follow us on social media. The way they interact with us is how we measure that. But of course, data is like the key factor for us, as Matt mentioned. Like, we need to understand what's the process that a fan goes through all year long, and then assess what's the engagement score they have, and then, of course, having lifetime value and customer acquisition cost. Those are like the main KPIs for us.
I think for us, we're in a pretty unique position to help. As a Sports Illustrated company and a marketplace with 2.5 billion of inventory around the world, if you are a team in a market, one of the greatest assets that you need in a partner is to help draw new fans, help elevate that team, create a way for all of those amazing moments to be shared, not with just who the fans of the team are, but everyone geographically and around the world. As Sports Illustrated, that's what we do and who we talk to. So when we partner with a team, in that market, we are bringing millions of other fans from other related sports and other related teams in that area and exposing them to our partners' games, the events, the things they're doing. And by the way, it's not just games. What they do in the community, non-game events, off-season, charity events, everything that they participate in, helping create awareness so that we can bring more people in that, look, the team is responsible ultimately. You got to build your fan base. You got to put a good team on the field, be competitive. You need to win. You need to win. We can help. And so we look at loyalty of who we've been for 70 years as we're going to help you draw in, expose your greatest moments to a whole new audience, and hopefully that'll bring new fans in, put more people into the stadium.
I think that's a good point because I think we as an industry have believed that, the ticket sits central to everything around loyalty, and that loyalty is only something that happens in venue with spend and ticketing, and ultimately that creates a very transactional relationship. So I think what we have found as a new club that has, limited seating capacity is that loyalty outside the stadium is perhaps even more interesting, of getting ways to engage beyond the ticket, showing up to community events, participating in giveaways, surveys, workshops, those types of things that can help build that engagement score with or without a ticket.
All right, 2.5 minutes. What's the future of fan engagement? So the hardest question for last, but what does it look like?
This is where I guess we're all supposed to mention OpenAI. Anyone have ChatGPT on their bingo card? I mean, we'd be remiss not to talk about it. I think if you look at, especially through our first season, 99% of fans had a great time, but that 1% was that edge case inside the stadium where the fan that needed information on, where is the nearest mother's room? I have an allergy. Where can I eat? I'm coming to the game, being able to dig into the ticket and know that I'm coming with family instead of my best friend, and being able to intelligently recommend things. I think the wave for sports, and we have massive data sets, and being able to use OpenAI as a way to provide a real-time digital assistant that's always with you, I think can provide us as clubs a tremendous service that customer service can't today.
For us, it's a bit different. I mean, it seems like that if so far the fans were happy to know what happened, so they can form their opinion, now they're more and more curious about what's going to happen. So, they're so moving towards a predictive kind of, so is trying to understand, based on the data we have, how a certain team, a certain player is going to play or is going to perform. So that is a big challenge where technology surely is going to give us a hand, I think.
For us, it's two basic concepts. One is fan-centric, all over around, and the second one is data-driven. Like all the strategies and all the decisions that we make at the Mexican FA are based on data. Like as you mentioned, we've been working on this project for the past 2 years. I started for the Mexican national team, and at the beginning I had no clue where to start. And nowadays I have like a basic data set. Of course, we have a strategy for progressive profiling because we don't want to saturate or oversaturate fans with collecting data, but based on that data is how we can create these memorable experiences. We can make people go back to the stadiums. We can make people engage through social platforms or digital platforms. So for me, it's data, and I think it's always going on, and an effort that, okay, time's up. It's a continuous effort that we have to do.
What do you
Sorry.
I think it's the basics. I do. I think the world is so focused on what's next, or trying to create a new way for an entire cohort of fans to discover something that's been in their city for decades, wins, losses, whatever it might be. I think the basics are what matters. Remember, 99% of your fans are not going to understand this new tech-driven experience or capability. They want to walk in and be thanked for being there, have something that they can take away that was personal to them, memorable to them, important that the team recognized that I just showed up. What can the team do to make that fan feel special every time? And I really do believe it's already at the venue. It's already at their social media. It's already a way that they can use the most advanced tech that's out there today, but keep it simple. Make sure every fan feels like they matter.
Well, thank you all. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I really appreciate it. Thanks for sticking with us. Hope you enjoyed.